Welcome to Duke United show, and it is the night after an amazing match that happened last night, Barcelona versus Man United. It brought me back to the feeling of, back in the day when we used to play them in the Champions League, and it was just nice to remember, Garth, this was a great day. I know it's 2-2, but look, it was a great and enjoyable game. One of the most enjoyable games I've had this season. What are you thinking?
Yeah, man. Yeah, for the neutral, it must have been absolutely exceptional. For us, it just shows how far we've come, in my opinion. Because when we went there, 3 years ago, got tonked 3-0. I didn't realise this, they haven't conceded from open play at the Nou Camp all season. So, fantastic performance. It just shows what a job Ten Hag's doing. I mean, we'll get into the game properly. I think we should have walked away with a win, but just is how it is. That there's them fine, slim margins in this sort of game, innit? You know what I mean? So wonderful performance. Ecstatic with the result, Nate. I don't care if it's a draw.
Yeah,
absolutely ecstatic. I said if we play to our best, we'll win or we draw. I think you said 2-2, didn't you yourself? Did you say 2-2?
Of course I did.
Did you have your finger on that button, brother?
It's right here, lad. It's right here. I was just about to say that myself. So. Yeah. I even went, obviously on Stretford Paddock yesterday, I said 2-2, but I even went into a little bit more detail on what I thought as well. And I just thought two teams, good in attack, great transition. They've been very good defensively. Both teams are in Champions League positions right now. And I think it's just going to be good attack versus attack. And I feel like it's going to be a 2-2 draw and exactly what happened. So, nice to get two predictions right. Last week against Leeds halftime, I said, "Listen, we need Lisandro on, and he'll change everything." and Garnacho as well, and that changed it all. And hopefully, look, the predictions keep coming and get right. I made a crazy one yesterday, Garth. I don't know what you think, but
what did you say yesterday? Sorry, I forgot now.
I made a crazy one saying, "Listen, right now Arsenal are on a little bit of a crumble up, and United." I said to myself, I woke up one night. I remember I told you, put it in the group. I said I woke up in the morning one day, and I was like, I was thinking about it while I was sleeping, and I woke up and I was like, wait a minute, you know what? If Arsenal lose that game against City, and we beat Leicester, we're only 2 points behind them, and they still got to play City, and they're still in bad run, and we're in a good run. Everyone's getting fitter as well. We're in a good run with players to come back. I can see us overtaking Arsenal if we are able to capitalize on the loss against City. If we're not, there is absolutely no chance. It's a fine line, but I've said it before it's happened, and I'm saying it. If United can beat Leicester without Casemiro and get 2 points away from Arsenal and Man City, by the way, we're going to win the league, because City are struggling defensively anyway. I think they've not got any as much defensive strength as they've been having over the years. And Arsenal, they're crumbling. So, and they're not crumbling. It's not nice to say crumbling. They're crumbling.
I was going to say, what are you talking about, Nick? They haven't won a game in 4 games, mate. Like, listen, championships are decided on form. It ain't about you beating the Man Cities. It's about you getting the points against the Brentfords, the Evertons.
Yeah, you're right.
Listen, I agree with you. If Arsenal lose another game and we keep winning, I think Arsenal finish 3rd, and then it comes down to us versus Man City. I'm not going to say we're going to win the title.
I think we are. If that happens, we're going to win it.
It's not ludicrous, mate. It's not a ludicrous suggestion. Like I said in the group, it's not out of the realms of possibility at all. I mean, obviously, we're going back in time, but there's many a time. Was it 12 points Arsenal had on us one season, and we took them, and we had like 10 on Arsenal one season, and they took us. You know what I mean? Like, it happens, man. You've got to keep that form up, and they've got a squad, like I always said, same as us, that if they lose a couple of players, they're in trouble. Just like us, though, exactly the same as us. If we lose a couple of players, we're in trouble, or a couple more. Now, if we lose any more players, Nathan, then we're done. If we lose another midfielder,
of course. You know what I mean? But if everybody stays fit in all 3 teams, that City, Arsenal, United, I think we'll be all right. So, But look, back to the game, back to this Barca game at Nou Camp. We took it to them, Garth. We took it to them. We actually acted like a proper side. Over the years, over the last, don't know how many years now, it's been us being inferior to all of these teams that are at the top. Us going to these clubs and sitting back and having 0 possession and maybe having the one possibility of a goal. Yesterday, we went to Nou Camp, mate, and we took it to them. We had the best, clearer chances, I would say. 100%. They had a little bit more. We still both look good. I can't yet, but we looked like we had the better opportunities, and we should have gone 3-1 up. Should have been a penalty. We should have done a lot. Weghorst gets through, should score. You know, he should score in that chance there, where he should
100%.
slot that near post, and that'll be open. That's 1-0. And you know what? Him going in that cam position did all right. You know, he did all right in there. That's the best I've seen him play for us. What do you think?
I swear to you, I've done it on purpose because I got the starting 11 right.
Exactly.
Did have the formation right. Saw it. It was like, nah, mate. Now Weghorst playing A in the centre now. Listen, Ten Hag seems to know what he's doing clearly. With every time, everything he does, everything he does comes off pretty much. I agree with you entirely. Listen, I think we definitely should have walked out there with the win. I don't think it was a penalty, Nath. It was. I don't think it was outside the box.
It was tough.
It was,
yeah.
It would have been a red card. It's definitely a foul. It's a red card all day. But listen. I'm like this. I'm like this with everything, man. I don't blame the referees for us not finishing our chances. We should have been 3-4-1 up by then anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, they should have been down to 10 men, and we would have walked away with a win. It's bad refereeing, but we had it weren't just a Weghorst chance. There was another good chance we had as well. I can't think. Was that Rashford? That digged out shot Rashford had as well. What a save from to Sagan, bro! Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a Sagan. Yeah, when he tried to turn it. Oh my gosh!
Foot around that ball, I never know. So. Yeah, listen, we definitely should have won. There's nothing but confidence going back to Old Trafford. And I said this in the group, and I mean this: if we play like that against Newcastle in the League Cup final, we're winning. Like we've won. There's no.
Yeah, exactly.
It was unbelievable that we went straight on the front foot. I loved it. I loved every second of it, Nate. Like it was. I like to say it was old school. I had sweaty palms. I was excited. Barcelona, when they attack, look devastating. There's no two ways about that. But now. Looking at it, they've got no Pedri and no Gavi for the return leg, which would be very beneficial to us. And you could tell they lost their heads in the last 20 minutes. They were so lucky to score that goal. They were fouling, dragging men back, all sorts. They lost their heads, bro. So it's stag with the performance, Dave. I don't think I've seen a better performance from Man United than that opening 20 minutes that we had them, bro. I really don't.
Yeah, I think the opening 7-8 minutes it was very good. Then they had a little spell of like 10-15 minutes. Then we came back into it. And that's what I mean. The difference of that is you don't normally come back into it unless you've got good players who can actually weather the storm and stay composed and make it happen. And that's what happened. But look, man, I'm looking at Shaw in that game, and I'm like, another solid performance. There's one time when Lewandowski got through, but like he was already running away from him. And that was because of a Varane mistake, I think. He was running away from him, and he just kept going. And it's very hard to catch up with him then after he's on the move. So apart from that, Shaw had a blinding game for me. I felt he played very, very well. Unbelievable. Go on.
Yeah, quick question on Shaw, mate. I saw, James, obviously, comes on the channel. He came out with quite a good statement earlier saying he can see him playing defensive midfielder. Both feet. Press resistant, calm on the ball, can pass, can tackle. I never thought of it before, but it's actually not a silly shout. Where do you stand? Can you see him playing like a deep defensive midfielder for us if necessary?
He could do. I can't see it. I can't picture it at the minute of him being comfortable in there. He could be obviously going to be comfortable. It's just like what we've been doing, but he could do that. To be fair, now to come to think of it, he could because. Just the way he plays, isn't it?
Centre back, bro. Yeah, I didn't really come to it the centre back. So
I felt like he would definitely be comfortable centre back, left-sided centre back for sure. Because it's similar to the left back side of things as well. And and I could just see him being a kind of carbon copy of Martinez, but I think Martinez got a bit more of the quality about him. In terms of that left foot and the timing, and he's kind of much more of a specialist at his position. I think Martinez, like I said, is the best centre back in the league. I don't think there's any other centre back that plays the way he plays and gives everything in so many areas as him. He is too good. But you know what?
They're both back, ain't they? So Bitzer and Martinez, they're back for the return leg as well. So, I mean,
and we're gonna probably have Anthony back, and maybe even Anthony Martial as well. So we're gonna have a lot of options to come off the bench, a lot of options to choose from to start. It's gonna be different. Here's one player that I felt had a good game, had a few mistakes. Well, we had a few players who had a few mistakes, but still was able to recover from their mistakes, but had a very good game. I felt Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he defended very, very well because they kept going down the left, and he just kept getting into position and going, all right, do something. And every time it was a dangerous areas every time. And the ball that every time it came in, it's like he cut off the dangerous pass. So the pass in always found a defender of Man United's. And I loved that. And I was like, go on then. You think you can take Aaron? Go on. And obviously, like you say, he gave he let the ball run past him twice, where he should never have let that happen. But he managed to recover and block the shot. So I was like, no problem. But apart from that, he had a great performance for me as well. I don't know what you thought. Did you see the same thing or?
Oh, Nath, honestly, mate, I wanted in the chat on the show. I've had it all these people like, oh, he's the worst player on the pitch. Get him off. And I'm like, you're not seeing what? Yeah, listen, I said in our group, he made 2 high-profile errors, letting that ball run across him. But that's really it, you know. He defended like if you're gonna completely dig him out there and say he had a bad game, like we're not on the same wavelength because I thought he done all right. I really do. Like I thought he had a good game. I thought he gave us options in attack and he defended very, very well.
Did you see the cross? Even the cross. Yeah. Oh my gosh. He put a peach of a cross in. Yeah. And like, he got overlapped well. I'm like, you're doing very well the crosses now. Yeah. Bloody hell, he didn't fall over.
No, was that the one where Sancho should have scored as well? No, that come later. Don't worry.
There was 2 crosses he put in which were good. One that were like he overlapped, paced the guy and crossed it. And I was like, what? Wan-Bissaka, how have you done this? He must be practicing.
2 high-profile errors, though. There's no 2 ways about it.
Yeah, of course. But you know what?
There's such standout errors, is what I'm saying. But it didn't ruin the game or anything. But they were bad errors. There's no 2 ways about it.
But so did Casemiro. Casemiro gave away the ball, and we conceded from that. Varane gave away the ball, passed it to them, and we nearly conceded from that. So when you look at Fred, he gave the ball away, but he still played very well. So to say that, you know, when the teams are pressing that hard and the teams are putting you under pressure that much, there's going to be the odd mistake. I know that's too many mistakes by too many players overall, but let's say 90% of them got recovered by our own players. So we recovered from them mistakes. So to be fair, I'm like, listen, you know, I don't mind that. If you make a mistake and you recover yourself, I don't mind. You know, it's not a problem. I'm not going to give Casemiro crap rating because he gave the ball away that once. I know it led to the goal, but it wasn't like all the other good stuff he done. Like Fred, he had some bad moments, but you know what? He was on it. He was all over the place, winning everything. And that's what I was saying like before. He was probably doing the exact same thing against Leeds. But because he didn't have no Casemiro hanging around him and making things, and then we do get on the move, it's like his hard work gets appreciated more when other stuff happens after he wins it. But when he did the exact same thing for Leeds, and he still had the same stupid mistakes and the same nice passes as well. And then we go, oh, look how bad you are, Fred. It's just what he does. And if you're in the right combination, I think he does all right. So yeah, he's done well.
Yeah. Any player in the world plays better with Casemiro next to him.
You're still going to try it, aren't you? But anyway, moving on. What do you think of Rashford 2.0?
Oh, mate, this is another one I've seen on Twitter today. I mean, I don't know if people know the Johnny FX character. Is actually there's people on Twitter actually trying to tell me that Rashford's having a poor season. He's just in good goal scoring form. Honestly, I'll send you the tweet later, mate. Yeah. If it weren't for his goals, he'd be having a poor season. I'm like, mate, he's a striker, bruv. Like
if it weren't for De Gea saving shots, he would have not kept a clean sheet.
It's madness. Madness.
Oh my gosh, that's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, Benny McCarthy's working wonders. Someone said signing of the season. I'm beginning to agree with him, mate, because that goal he scored, mate. I mean, you're a proper striker, mate. How hard is that to that pace to beat a man at his near post like that, like the angle, everything, mate?
Yeah, I think he's just gone for there because that's the only place he can go. But the keeper, he's got to save that. To be fair, for him to let that in from there, it's one of them ones where obviously Rashford's hit it well because that's gone in. Like I don't think there's even any daylight in between his foot and the goal and the post is ridiculous. So to be able to hit it right in that corner, perfect. But for the keeper to let that in when he's standing on his, because he's gone so far wide, you cannot go across goal and score. So you might as well just save your shot at the post, whatever happens, and then wherever it goes, it's not your fault. So he's going to be getting roasted for letting a goal in at the near post. It's not amazing goal, Rashford. It's what are you doing to Stegen, if you get what I mean. So it's mad. I think
you let the goalkeepers union on your knife calm down.
No, he knows. He knows. He knows, and I know that everyone will be like, "Why are you letting that in? Like, how can you let that in?" They're the ones where you see a keeper get dropped for in the next game because that happened, and because you can't let them things happen. It's like a proper sin to do that in the football world. So yeah, but yeah, man, Rashi, man,
amazing,
he's just
amazing. Yeah, it's
absolute
ridiculous
fire.
stuff. It's ridiculous, and he's getting close again. I mean, to that conversation about best in the world in his position. You're getting close.
He's up there, mate. He's up there now. He's up there. He's currently sitting up there with the Mbappes and the Haalands. He's up there.
Yeah.
You can't have 18 games and 16 goals since the World Cup and not be up there. That's like 2 games away from goals. Like, that's ridiculous.
That's what I was going to say. You can argue with me about whether he's world class or not, but no one can argue with me that he's in world class form right now.
Yes,
he's
exactly.
in world class form, 100%. Yeah. Like,
and you know what?
Any striker in the world would love these stats right now. We'd love them. So,
and this is the thing what you're saying there. You know, Salah, when he first bagged loads of goals, I was like, yeah, but that ain't gonna happen all the time. That ain't happening. And then like, okay, you did it again. Okay, you did it again. Oh, okay, you did it again. Okay, right. You are actually doing world class things right now, and you are world class. So he went into the world class bracket. Not of the for me again, just on that one. I don't think Salah's at the levels of the other world class players that I mentioned in them levels, but he's still in the bracket of the world class because you can't bag 30 plus goals a season. For season on season and not be classed as world class. So Rashford is entering that level now where I was saying he's just on the outside. He's just on the inside now. Continue doing this for the rest of the season, mate. There ain't no one else that you can think of outside Mbappe and Haaland. Then it's probably Rashford next. Like at this age, 25 years of age, if he bags 30 something plus goals, that's the next name on the list of the big players to go and get. So that's where he is. He's
in the Kane Lewandowski bracket all day now. 100%,
exactly,
without any question in my mind. So.
Well, look, we've gone 17 minutes, so let's get into the player ratings.
Excited.
Player ratings, Garth. What are you telling me? What are you saying? Let's go, Mr. De Gea. What are you giving Mr. De Gea?
Some people try and tell me it's his fault for the second goal. I don't think so. I think he's got to try and cover that shot that's clearly going to come from Lewandowski, and then it goes through both their legs. It's one of them. So I'm giving him a 7, mate. Just for that pluck out the air that he did, mate. That was absolutely. Did you see Richarlison literally standing there like that? Like, what?
That was lovely. That was absolutely lovely. De Gea done well. I think there was one time where Richarlison tried to dink him and miskicked it, and I was like, why the hell do you not catch that? Like, that was just coming to you there. But it's like he already decided, I'm going to just hit this no matter what. So that's fine. Like I say, the goal that came, it's nowhere near his fault. That ball came in was a dirty ball. Everyone missed it. And he cannot go over there and assume that it's going to not get touched. You just can't, because then you'll be completely over on the side. Imagine it did get touched by Lewandowski, who looked like he was going to kick it. So you have to stay in the middle of your goal there. So there's no fault there for me. And he made a point-blank save, remember, towards the end. Great save.
Oh,
my God.
Save, mate.
So that could have been 3-2. So, yeah, De Gea, you're getting a 7 for me, mate, all day. Aaron 1.
I mean, it's another 7 for me for Aaron Wan. Listen, I'm not having a go at him for he made 2 glaring errors, but apart from that, played well in my mind. I can't see anyone. This is like people so quick to dig players out these days online and stuff. And mate, you're not watching, like, you've jumped online the moment he's made that mistake and being like, get him out of the team, he's useless, and not watched the entire 90 minutes. He was pretty good, up and down, didn't give him much, you know what I mean? He really didn't. I thought he'd done well, and he's another player that Ten Hag is really improving, like really improving. So, and Dalot, I mean, he's really going to fight for his place again now. And that's what I want to see. I want to see competition in each spot. 7 all day for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, mate. 7.
The good thing is we've got 2 players at right back now that can both play, that you're going to be happy whoever plays now. I'm happy with either one. I would still, I think Wan-Bissaka edges it for me because of the defensive side. And like I say, even the attacking side, Aaron's bringing the crosses now. So there's not even anything to say about his crosses anymore. It's just like the link-up play. I think Dalot has a lot better passing and moving. It just looks more better on the eye. But in terms of defensively, I'm needing a player like him. When we come up against any big boys with any mad wingers, I'm comfortable with Wan-Bissaka playing there. He does the job, mate. And look, he may made a couple mistakes. He recovered from them himself. So, and we love that. End of the day, 7 from me. It deservedly a 7 as well. Yeah. So, Wan-Bissaka, lovely. Mr. Varane.
Quietish game. It's still a 7. Yeah, just about.
I went with.
It's not the same. It's not the same as Aaron Wan-Bissaka's 7. I know that sounds silly.
Yeah.
He didn't play badly enough to get a 6. No way. You know what I mean? He made one bad mistake, but again, Rolls-Royce
recovered defender, as well. Recovered.
Yeah. Rolls-Royce defender, great passing. He carries the ball out of defence like he knows what he's about to do. You know, people tell me, I'm not thinking out Maguire, but people tell me Maguire does. Maguire takes the ball, doesn't know where he's going. He's looking for option. Varane knows what he's doing. He picks up the ball and he's like, I'm moving here. I saw him pointing. Get over there. Get over. Like moving up here. He's a general. 7 all day. Yeah.
He did a good job. Mate. He made one mistake but everything else, he's there to do what his job is. And that's the thing. You don't want to have to talk about players like defenders really too much. And he did well. So, you know what? 7. I agree. Totally agree. Let's move on to Luke Shaw. Why is he there? Right, Luke Shaw.
So Luke Shaw, I'm sure you mean Luco Cialdini, mate. I'm sure that's who you're talking about, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Luco Cialdini, mate. An imperious performance. I'm giving him an 8. It's close to man of the match for me. I'm not sure if it is yet. I'll have to come back to that at the end. But yes, an 8. He played for a man who was dead under Jose Mourinho. Like literally, Jose Mourinho saying he's the worst player in the team and everything. I thought he did a great performance. He is solid at the back. He's just a great player and he's doing really well. So it's an 8 for me. It may be a little higher, but that's what I'm going with.
I gave. That's what I gave. The guy was a boss, mate. At the back, centre back. He's playing against Lewandowski, for God's sake. Yeah. And look, he kept him quiet for the most part. Obviously, he had that good chance early on. He scored a goal, but look, that was nothing to do with Shaw. The whole time, I didn't feel like he was struggling at any time. His positioning was perfect, defending all the balls. The amount of times they got in dangerous areas and cross balls in, and he was there to head them out. He's just doing his job perfectly, man. I just feel comfy with this defense. When this defense is here, it's just comfortable, man. But we got one comment, right? RH says, Varane is not as good as Saliba, according to Arsenal fans. Nathan knows what they say. Yeah. A bit silly, innit? But, you know, take it to the World Cup and who's playing? You know, it's mad. Even when they're injured and not playing week in, week out, not at the top of the league, Varane's, mate, get in here. You're starting. So we know who's better. Saliba, you're coming through. You're the next one coming, but you're not there yet, mate. You're not going to overtake that boy. So, yeah, Malacia.
I thought he had a really good game, Nate. Like a really good game.
He did.
I mean, I've given Shaw an 8, so I can't go 8, I don't think. It's a high 7, though. It's a really high 7 for Malacia, man. Yeah, look at that. We saw the same game. He had a really good game. Probably the best game I've seen him play for Man United, especially in a big game like this.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I didn't realise? The geezer is rapid. Did you see him nick back? Mate, I thought it was someone else, mate. He is ridiculously fast. So, growing into his position, growing into this team, growing into the way that Ten Hag wants him to play. A great addition to this team. 15 mil could easily be in the start. It could easily be in starting of the season conversation because he's just been, for that price, you can't ask for more than what he's doing. So
his job, man, to stop Rafinha. For the most part, he was with him all the time. Never let him go. Had a great tussle with him all the time. And he just done his job well. And he also found himself in great areas in attack yesterday as well. And it's just great. Like, I love to see the Shaw and Malacia partnership as well. Obviously, love Martinez in there. But when he's not, and you have these two, it's just as good in a different way. It's like there's a lot of energy there between the centre left and the left. And this guy, mate, he can afford to make the odd little mistake as well. When you got like players like that around him, and let him get forward, let him do his things, and it just feels great when he done a great job. He done an absolutely great job against Rafinha. And then I thought Rafinha was playing well as well. So for him to stick with all his runs and do well, yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. Can I just quickly throw out here, you said you wanted Rafinha, and I absolutely poo-pooed that. I was like, what are you talking about? He looked well good last night, Rafinha. Like that's a player. No wonder you wanted him over Richarlison. I
actually want him over Anthony as well. I did want him over all of them, to be fair. He's a baller,
absolute player. Yeah, baller. But yeah, Malacia had it in his pocket pretty much all game. So
he did well. Even though he scored and he put that ball in for the header. I know it was just a cross that he tried to cross, but look, it didn't take anything away from Malacia's obviously his rating. Casemiro.
Oh my god! Did you see him eyeballing Gabby? Did you see that bit? Like,
did you see what I said about it when I did it?
No. So I heard you quiet on
that. You know, on Instagram or on TikTok when they do when they do a little video and then it stops. And then he gets the glasses on and the cigarette. We need to make a meme of this where he looks at him like, what do you think this is?
Trying to barge me, mate. You're a child, son. Get out of it. The Casemiro, imperious form, imperious player. Like, yeah, he made a couple of mistakes. So again, I'll give you that. But is it an 8? It's a 7, but it's close to an 8 for me. It's another 7, but it's close to an 8. Yeah, we saw the same game. It's just listen, he makes everything calm. He takes that ball and he sees passes that no one else does in this team. No one else does in this team. And he calms everyone down. And just having him there, the experience. This is what I love now, Nath. We've got so many captains in our team now. Yeah. Like even Shaw. Like he's a bit quieter, but like Shaw's a leader. Yeah. Varane's a leader. Casemiro's a leader. When Eriksen's playing, leader. Leaders everywhere, man. It's wonderful to see. And all we need to do now is find someone that can be his understudy. We need someone to come in,
exactly.
Like a nice young player who can.
Yeah, we don't have anyone like that to come in for him yet. But look, this guy, if he needs to play every game for us, if he stays fit for the rest of the season, that's another integral reason why we can win. We can win a league if this happens and we win this Leicester game without him there. I feel like we can go on to batter every team. I think we can go on to beat every team from here on out if everybody stays fit. That is, Casemiro, man. Like I say, we're in a storm at times yesterday, but because he's on the pitch, I know we're gonna weather the storm. We're gonna defend well. He's gonna be positioned in the right places, and then eventually we'll have the ball again and we'll be attacking again. But you see how the 2 Leicester games, it's like mayhem. It was mayhem. It's like nobody's in control of the game. Both teams just like fighting like mad. And then we somehow get a goal. With him in the side, it's like, calm down, everyone. Everyone calm down. You know your position. Stay there. Yeah, you stay there. You block that. You block that. Let's get the ball. Yes, let's now play. That's the difference. Casemiro brings just experience and quality to the side. And with him in the side, everyone's gelling and everyone else can do their jobs even more. Like just honing on their own job. Amazing player. Got a 7 from me. Like no mistake that for that goal, he probably would have been on an 8.
That's what I was just thinking, yeah. I was like, I can't quite give him an 8 because of that, but a wonderful player. Wonderful player.
Freddy Krueger.
Mate, yeah, the pastor's getting a 7 as well, mate, and it's a high 7. Like, listen, when he plays badly, I dig him out. When he plays well, he's getting his props, mate, and he deserves his props today. He gave a great performance. The energy he brings to the team is something that we don't have in an Eriksen. He is a different option, 100%. And if he can play like this, then you've got a decent player there. It's just like you're saying, when he's not got Casemiro or even an Eriksen, someone can calm him down a little bit. He's all over the gaff, you know what I mean? Yeah. But listen, his passing is still not great for a centre midfielder. But what he does so well, breaking up the play, the amount of times you saw him just breaking up the play, really helped us. Really helped us. So yeah, so 7. It's just a good performance. There's nothing outstanding, nothing to cry.
He made a few mistakes, but then to cover that up, mate, his work rate was ridiculous, shutting everyone down. And then he had some nice passes as well. It's like he has a good, a bad, and ugly in every game. It's just like how much of each bit is going to come out, innit? But the one thing that I started thinking, like for the return leg, I thought it was nailed on. It'll be Casemiro Sabitzer. But now that he played the way he played, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to change it, because Fred's been fire in this game. He needs to play because that kind of work rate and getting around the pitch and shutting people down, mate, he's on it. But guys, don't think we're pretending here. I'm not making up. I'm not telling him my ratings. He's saying ratings, and me and him, it's like telepathy. I'm telling you, it's mad. It is mad.
Watch the same
next
game.
one not be the same now.
Yeah. So we got it.
Weghorst.
I'm just going to do this so we ain't got the same two. No. Do you know what? Weghorst's done all right. For what he is, he's done all right. It's a 6 for Weghorst, but I don't think...
Finally, we changed. Yeah,
no, we have changed. Yeah, it's a 6. It's just... He's in the wrong team, man. We're not playing to his strengths at all.
Yeah.
You know, I can see him getting frustrated. I understand. I am taking a point off for that miss, though, as well, Nate. Like, when you're here and you get one chance like that, you've got to put it away, man. He does. I think it'd be called back for offside, actually, wouldn't it? I didn't see the slow-mo.
No, he was on. He was on. I think he was on. Yeah. It was another one that was off. Yeah.
It's not a low 6 or anything. It's just we're not playing to his strengths. You know what I mean? We're not crossing the balls into him.
Yeah.
I mean, to be playing AM centre, actually, he done. No, do you know what, Nath? It isn't just because you've done it. He played AM centre, so I will bang it back. It's a high 6, very low 7 for him. We're there or thereabouts. We need something better in the summer, though. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But for me, look, man, Weghorst, you know, like we say, when he was up front, I was thinking, no, it's non-existent. But in this position, he pressured De Jong so much that we didn't really see as much of De Jong that we normally probably would see. And he also gets that chance. Like in the other games, he's had no chances. And this is Barcelona. He's running through on goal. And he can slot. And if he missed the target, I would have given him a 6. He's hit the target. Okay, he should have slotted it home, but he still hit the target. And he played well. He kept the ball, held it up, linked up well, shut down well. And we did kind of throw them off a bit by playing. Weghorst was on the right. And then he was in central mid. It is like, what are you doing on the wing, mate? Like, what's he doing putting you on the wing? But that's Ten Hag, mate. He's got some brains up there, mate. Because we did never think of something like that happening. Bruno, he went on the right afterwards. Then Weghorst is in the hole. I'm like, this is mad. Weghorst on the wing, then in the hole, then back on the wing. I'm like, Sancho on the right, then on the left, then Rashford up front, then on the left. I'm like, lovely. Interchange everything, ruin everything for everyone so they can't pick up whoever they're going to pick up. They probably had it on the wall saying like, yeah, you're picking him up. Oh, wait a minute. But Gaffer, he's over there. What am I going to do? Well, switch. I need to switch. If he comes back, you switch. And it's just a mess. So I think we done them over there tactically as well. So yeah,
100%, man. And like I said, this is the thing. That was what was the difference. Is exactly what you're saying. The Barcelona defenders now didn't have to worry about Weghorst. They had to worry about Rashford, and it's a completely different thing. Weghorst, like I say, is too static for two defenders to worry about. You got Rashford there. Now you're worrying Weghorst running through. Exactly right. Ten Hag is looking like a tactical genius at the moment.
Yeah,
like
but you see what? Yeah. 7 games. Have you noticed what Xhaka did? Xavi. Arujo normally play right back, and Koundé has been playing centre back, and they've been playing all this time. And then he moved Koundé out wide and put Arujo in the middle. And it's like, why would you do that when your team's been playing so well? They were trying to compensate for Rashi being on the left and then maybe getting Koundé on him or something. But then when they switched it, it's obviously messed up their whole kind of flex. So yeah, it was good. Frank Marriott says Saliba is 21, Varane 29. What's the difference? Age got to do a comparison.
Yeah.
I don't understand that one. But yeah, how good you are, it just means how good you are. Varane's definitely better than Saliba.
Rooney at 17 was better than most of the strikers in the world. So I really don't know.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, Mbappe's 23. You're telling me that you can't compare him to Lewandowski? I was like, come on, there.
I thought you compare abilities. Okay, let's see. Mark Smith saying Weghorst is great in the number 10, scrapper, make space, and link in the midfield. Easy 7. Yes, Mark. Exactly what I was saying there. Yeah. So nice to get some comments in, guys, as well. Yeah, Frank, give us another comeback there. Explain what you mean by it's a ridiculous comparison because of the age. What did we say that made you mention that? Did I say something that was kind of, I don't know, because sometimes you say something in a certain sentence and then you start thinking in that way. So give us some comeback on that so I can understand what you mean. But anyway, in the meantime, Rashi.
The boy is on fire at the
Rashi.
It's an 8 because he scored. It's a low 8 though. Look at that. There you go. Because he's just so dangerous at the moment. honestly, and like people might be like, "Oh, you're talking high ball." These last since the World Cup, the last time I saw a striker at Man United this deadly, you're talking Ruud van Nistelrooy. Maybe Zlatan when he was here. Or Van Persie. There you go. It's a great shout. Yeah. Robin van Persie. Yeah. Like he's the moment he's through, you're like, he's gonna score. Like he's gonna score. Like it's ridiculous. So the kid's on fire. Long may it continue. Best player in our team at the moment, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Look, he made that run where he got taken down. He's through a goal. And then even when we put the ball in the channels, he's beating his man. So his timing is perfect. His running on the board, decision making is good. And when he gets through, we just think he's going to hit the target now. And look, on another day, him shooting that one wide when he got through on the right side and he banged it in the sky, that was like unusual for us for this time. At the moment, it's like, huh? You missed the target. Like that's not you, Rashi. Normally, a few months ago, it was, oh, come on, Rashi, you got to hit the target there. So you see how he's changed everybody's perception of him, as he is a finisher who hits the target all the time. He's gonna score. When you're in a rich vein of form, mate, this is what happens. You hit the target so much more. And that's why mentality, means a lot in football. You can have all the ability in the world. This is proof that this guy here has all ability in the world. He's got so many attributes to his game. Now it's all coming to fruition. It's looking amazing. And when your brain tells you, I'm going to bag, I'm going to kill it, that's what he goes and does. Let's listen, Frank. Let's hear what Frank's got to say this time. This is Saliba's first season in the Premiership. What are you two talking about? Give the guy... Huh? What? So Varane is not better than... So what should we say then? How would you put it? If you're saying who's better, Varane or Saliba, what are you saying? So let's not say who's better. Shall we just sit there and go, let's not judge who's better. Let's just leave it as it is because he's just come in the first season. I'm saying he's done well, very good defender, but Varane is still ahead of him. I think you agree with that, surely.
I think that's our whole point anyway. It was like, Saliba's young. He's had 2 good years in France. This is his first year in the Premier League, but that's the whole point. I think you said it, didn't you? Like he's the next one along. He's the natural successor to Varane, but he isn't quite at Varane levels. Like he's had a good year, but Varane for the last 7-8 years has been one of the best centre backs in the world. So no one's digging to Saliba. Well, I'm not. I think Saliba's a great player.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I think Arsenal were very lucky to have him. He looks like he could go on to be one of the best centre backs in the world. But at the moment, like in the cold harsh light of day, Varane is the better player. There's no two ways about it.
100%. Yeah, he pulls rank on him no matter what. That's what I'm saying. Sancho, how do you think Sancho did?
Quiet game for Sancho, to be quite honest with you. But again, this is the thing people aren't realising. Like Barcelona was so worried about Sancho, they had 2 men on him pretty much. Like they were literally trying to mark him out of the game because they know what he can do. It is a 6 for me, Nate, for Sancho. It is a 6, man, but it's not a low 6 or anything.
Yeah, I was on an hour in between the two myself. Yeah,
he was exciting though. The thing with Sancho is
that's what I mean.
To do things. Yeah, he wants to do things, man. He's taking men on. And this is the thing, like, I remember Arsenal fans, when we signed Sanchez, saying to us, listen, Sanchez is infuriating. He'll lose the ball 8 times, but the one thing he does do will be magic. And Sancho is getting to that stage now. Like the way he plays, because he wants to take men on, he's going to lose the ball. It's not a downer, but listen, it's a 6 for me, 7. It weren't horrific. It weren't great. It probably the least ineffective player on the pitch is the way to put it for me, for Man United.
Yeah, I think Frank's trolling in there. I think he's just trolling here. Varane is better, of course he is. Only a brain-dead United fan would make the comparison. I really don't get it. Remember, an Arsenal fan came in here saying Varane is not as good as Saliba. That's why we mentioned it, Frank. Who do you support anyway, Frank? Are you supporting United or what?
No,
it looks like he's an Arsenal supporter. That's why.
I forgot Raj is an Arsenal fan. Yeah, Raj is an Arsenal fan as well, isn't he? I forgot about that. So,
there we go, Frank. Okay. But I don't get that. So that means a brain dead Arsenal fan in RH? Is he a brain dead Arsenal fan for mentioning it in the first place? Or we brain dead for reading it out and just answering it? I just come back to me on that one, please. So I think Sancho, you know what? It's his first kind of big game from when he's not really played games for all that time. So for him to come back and this is his natural progression, I think he done pretty well, to be fair. I think he moved into he was always going to lose it a few times because his timing on taking players on is not going to get there yet. I could see that. But he did look dangerous and he looked lively and he looked on the front foot wanting to do something. And I like that. And like you said, he had to keep Barcelona occupied. So having the three in attack, they all did their job in keeping Barca occupied. And Sancho, he was lively. And then he stayed on for 70-something minutes, mate. So if he wasn't lively, he would have come off at 60, at 55. We know that. So yeah, I think Sancho, I'm kind of a bit 7. I was thinking you didn't do as well as the other boys, but you did well in terms of some of the things. It's not always goals that make you get higher results. He did well. He shut down at a good level. He ran around, and and he did play some nice through balls to different people as well. So I was really having him. Frank, you saying? I'm saying Varane is better. Unfair to make comparison. Maybe that's difficult for United fans to understand. I think it's fair. Maybe it's difficult for you to understand, but not for us. That's for sure.
2 players, man. I don't even understand why you think we said it's bad. Like it's bad. Like we both said he's gonna be the successor to Varane. He's like anyway. As for Sancho, man, you got to remember as well. Needs must at the moment as well. If Anthony was fit, Anthony would play, and Sancho would be getting his 30 minutes, his 40 minutes. Yeah. So to throw him in. Do you know what? I agree with you. He weren't bad. It's still a high 6 from me, but you're right. Like it's not a bad performance from him. So
yeah. So John says, we progress match after match. Come on, United. Exactly. We are getting better and better every game. We're looking stronger and stronger. And look, Erik ten Hag is just using what he has at his disposal. He doesn't even have many options. Like he only brought on Garnacho because he had no one else to really be able to come on and hold the fort for us. That is saying something. Away at Nou Camp, this man here deserves props big time. Garth.
Oh yes, yeah. It's a high 8 for me, man. Maybe a 9. I don't know where you're going, but it's a high 8 for me.
I've done exactly what that is. I got an 8. I've got an 8.
High 8 for me. Because listen, to walk into the Nou Camp with a back line of a left back and centre back, basically playing 3 at the back with Malacia moving up and down. He's doing everything right. He's doing everything right. I said at the start of the season before he came in, we've got to let him get his mistakes out of the way, and I think we've done that. I think not that like you Man United fans, we can't jump on him. The more mistakes come, he's learning. Oh God.
I love it, Frank. I love it, mate. You might be right. So no one else is going to score if he doesn't play, to be fair.
No, yeah.
We're just going to draw and lose every game after Rashford's out. So yeah.
Big A with this man in charge, mate. Like I said, he'll put Maguire up top, turn him into a centre forward, mate. And Maguire will score 20 goals in the season. So yeah, listen. I weren't sure about him. Erik ten Hag, I didn't know much about him. He was the best option out there. I don't really watch Dutch football, but after done some research on the man and seeing what he's about and seeing what he's doing here, I think you can clearly say that he is a real tactical genius. Like he's like he may not have the silverware of a Pep or a Klopp, or a Mourinho, but you can't tell me he doesn't have the same sort of like brain to look at a team and be like, this is what I need to do for this game. So great manager. 8 all day, mate.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Like he made it, obviously he done exactly that. He picked the team and he continues to evade us from getting our starting lineup that we expect. Well, we got the starting lineup this time, but he says, nope, I'm going to throw a little curveball in here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
play 6'6" Weghorst in AM centre, right?
Yeah, and right wing. Like no one ever thought he would go right wing. But yeah, he's unbelievable, man. He's unbelievable. And long may this continue. I feel like we just got the long-term manager in place now. No matter what happens, we need to keep this guy here because whoever comes in and takes over and gives him the money to buy who he wants, mate, I think we're onto something next year. Watch this space, because if he gets the players he needs next year, imagine you have a De Jong in there in the central midfield alongside Casemiro. You get a replacement for Casemiro when he comes off, and then you get another striker number 9. It's over, mate. It's over. Quick
question then before we go. De Jong, quiet game yesterday.
Yeah.
But did you see enough of him to be like, he would fit into this system pretty perfectly? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. It's what he does, isn't it? It's like he's a link man between the two without ever being able to get pressed. If you get, I mean, like, give me the ball wherever you are, just give me it. And then you got another Casemiro who's giving me the ball. So if the more players you got in the side that are press resistant like that, you just can't get. You just need that, and that's what Eriksen's kind of like as well. And but then you've got more strings to your bow, and you're young, and you've got years behind you. That means that position's held down for years to come. So that's what I'm loving. Ten Hag is the right man. 100%, John.
100%. Yeah, 100%, mate.
100%. This guy is tremendous. But look, we've got Leicester on Sunday. All right, Sunday.
Yeah, 2:00, I think. Sunday.
Yeah, it's 2:00 Sunday. So Saturday we'll do the preview. I'll probably do it myself. I think Garth is busy that day.
Yeah,
but it's been great yesterday.
Happy birthday, Chester. you ain't watching because you're 2, but yeah.
But thanks a lot, everyone in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. I've seen some new faces in there today as well. Make sure you hit the notifications as well, because we do bring them up late. We do obviously post them out to come on late sometimes as well. So make sure you're watching. Make sure you join us for the preview for the Leicester game. The one game I gotta say, if we win it, we're winning the league. Simple as that. You can meme me up, cut me up as much as you want. If everybody stays fit, if everyone stays fit, mate, and we win that Leicester game, we are winning the league. Simple as that. You've heard it here first, and I'm sticking with it. And not often I get it wrong. So let's see myself. It's a big statement this time to get wrong. I would be happy if I get this one wrong. I don't care. I'm going to stick by it. I'm living by it, Garth. We are winning this.
Mate, you might as well just say we're going to win the quadruple, mate. You might as well just
we're winning the league if we beat Leicester.
Incoming, mate.
I'll cut Casemiro. All right. Thanks a lot, Garth. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure,
and I will see you guys. Nathan here. See you guys next time.